We are officially rolling here at 49ers Roundup, man. I am on my man CG Ruthless, man. We got plenty to talk about, but man, before we get into that, we gotta run this intro, man. Just how y'all folks like it. Man, let's get started.
Let's roll.
Bitch ass boy, you a fan. Damn, fuck a hood, tax for a gram. Pussy nigga, do you know who I am? Damn, bitch ass boy, you a fan. Damn, fuck a hood, tax for a gram. Pussy nigga, do you know who I am?
Hey, yo, welcome to 49ers Roundup. Like I said, it's my boy CG Ruthless. We out here in IMD's Rants. We out here doing the bang 49ers Roundup, man. Let's get started by talking about the draft, man. How do you feel about the draft, man? How'd you think of it?
It was a solid draft, man. I ain't gonna complain about it. Was there some reaches? You can make an argument, man. You can say what you want, man, but we got to see what they can do on the football field, man.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we did have some of your crazy reactions that were posted online, especially the one of Romello Height, man. That was a wild, crazy reaction, man. Did you feel they were reaching on that pick for starters?
I thought maybe you could have got him maybe fourth round, but I think he might be solid. I mean, I kind of had an overreacting moment, but I think I took my time to take a chill pill and just look at it that way, man. But I think he fits the mold what we're looking for, actually.
It definitely feel good about Romello Height coming in. It wasn't nobody that we initially targeted in the beginning of the draft, and definitely nobody that the fans or the experts definitely had targeted. Somebody that kind of flew under the wing, somebody that they do like the 49ers did like, somebody they do feel they like to go after the underrated players, so to speak. But definitely, I was surprised about the 49ers definitely moving back and getting Deshaun Stribling. How do you feel? How'd you feel about that one? That was kind of a surprising move for me.
It was a shocker because I'll be honest, I'm not going to be like those Homer-ish Niner fans that kind of say, oh, I like this guy. I had him on my draft board, dude. I did not have the guy on my draft board until I started watching his film. So the more I start watching his film, dude, he blocks like Jawan Jennings out there. And he's got that 4.3 speed. He's a dynamic playmaker, so that's something we're looking for.
How'd you feel about his route tree? Kyle says he says something pretty good about his route tree as well. So how'd you feel about? Did you get to check out really like more into his route tree?
Well, if you want to look more into his route tree films, you have to look more into his Oklahoma State film or Washington State film because of what Ole Miss did was very limited.
Okay, makes sense because he was more of a deep threat and in that more of that aspect, and then he did get a lot of yak. So and the 49ers do like that. So somebody that can add to the squad to do as a yak, bro.
Yeah, but you know what, man? For those draft experts or those consensus that are kind of having a problem with what Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch think, man, do you really think that Kyle and John think what those experts think, bro? Like, because honestly, they would just say what?
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
Well, yeah, at the end of the day, man, they may not care what some folks may not care what other folks do at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, they got to prove it on the football field at the end of the day. So that's what we gonna have to do it, and that's what's gonna happen. I definitely feel good about the Deshaun Stribling pick. Were there any picks that kind of baffled you about the draft?
The one that was a bit of a reach that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Outside of the Romello Height Rage video, it wasn't that bad of a video, but I'll say the Kalen Black video. Like, how many running backs does Kyle need, man? It's like he has to go to Cold Stone and get that I gotta have it type of treat, man. That running back is like that 31 flavors from Baskin Robbins a little bit, bro. Like he's got to have his running back for some reason.
Yeah, I can see, but then I do see the point of why Kyle did go and get a running back. Could he have waited in the later rounds? Probably, but this is a guy that probably don't have much behind Christian McCaffrey. I feel like either Patrick Taylor or Isaac Guerrero might be the odd man out going into this season. So that leaves a question mark. So I think he might be able to come in and fill a role there somehow. Because I said somebody's going to be the odd man out, and I'm honestly going to say it's Guerrero.
No, it's going to be Patrick Taylor. Taylor doesn't offer nothing. He's a slow running back. He's just a big physical running back, more of a special teamers. But what Garendo offers to the table is speed and other stuff. If he can work on his fumble issues, I think he'll be all right.
No, you think so? All right, I think he might. Like I said, hopefully it works out, man, in his favor. Because like I said, Kyle has to have his running back. He has to go get his flavor. So but I could see why I could understand the concept of why he done that. Another position that I was kind of concerned about, maybe tight end, because we got nothing behind Kittle, and with him coming off an Achilles injury last year, late in the year, I'm not even sure. They're saying week 1. I'm not too. I can never be so. You can never be so sure. He looked good at WrestleMania, but that was about as far as it's gonna be because he was just standing in the crowd.
Yeah, well, I do feel confident with Jake Tuggs actually than what people kind of expect. I mean, he did a lot better than expected. Is he a blocking tight end? Not really, but Luke Farrell, he's just an okay blocking tight end. Not quite somebody special, but yeah, the fact that we didn't even address tight end in the draft, I thought getting a tight end in the draft would have been something that elevate this team. But let's just hope and pray that maybe the guy that we got undrafted, Khalil Dinkins, that we got undrafted, he's quite a spectacular blocker. Wasn't quite given much opportunity as a receiving tight end coming out of Penn State. But maybe he'll give Luke Farrell a run for his money.
They always got that give some opportunities in the red zone. You never know. Since they like to say he dinks and dunks so much, well, he got somebody to dink and dunk to. So,
oh, dude, that's all for Brock Purdy.
So it's all for Brock Purdy. If they like to talk bad about our quarterback so damn much and give him so much damn hate, man, it's crazy. So, man, maybe that might be the solution. There's still David Njoku, who's still a free agent out there, who's still that's still another opportunity. Like I said, I feel like we still need something either to go that complements George Kittle or like something seriously good backup behind him.
Yeah,
I might have to disagree with you on Jake Tonges. He's, like I said, good solid blocker, but he had something to hit. He had an opportunity to prove himself against Seattle in Week 18, and I felt that was his opportunity to do that, and it didn't happen.
Well, to be fair with Jake Tonges, bro, like he's kind of stepped up than expected this year. Like when the injuries came, he played a big role than expected. But
yes, sir.
I think when you look at the tight end depth, yeah, it's very unproven. Like, yeah, I'm not confident with Luke Farrell, but what I saw from Jake Tonges, I feel confident throughout half the season that he can play a big role for sure. But when it comes to a complimentary tight end, David Njoku could have made a lot of sense to pick up in free agency, and I'm surprised that guy hasn't been signed yet. Like, you can imagine him in this offense, him and Kittle. It would be scary. It would be
right.
And I would take away the pressure off of Kittle. But Kittle's – I think they're kind of rushing him to come back. And Kyle's even put it in comments, don't rule out Kittle returning in week 1, bro. That's ridiculous. I feel that's a push, man. That's a push. And I can see why people get upset about Kyle, bro. He kind of overdoes it with his players. Like,
yeah, we always complained about how I'm one for how he always complains about how he runs Christian McCaffrey into the damn ground.
Yeah,
he was not ready. He was not ready to come back against Buffalo at all.
And his Achilles just popped out or whatever he had an injury of.
Right, it was the knee and the Achilles. He wasn't ready for that.
Tendonitis or whatever it was.
And he started off good, and then he didn't make it out the first quarter. So
yeah, that was how bad it was. But man, whatever it was with him, like you saw that. I mean, the thing with Kyle is he just doesn't really trust the backup running backs. He needs to find, the one thing I miss about what Kyle did in the early part of his career was he was able to balance a running game.
Yeah,
like. Remember in 2019 when we had one of our Super Bowl runs that year, right?
Yes, sir.
We had like multiple complimentary backs too. Eventually, he went with the hot hand with Mostert, but he had guys he had Jeff Wilson, Matt Breida, who were taking the load.
And I really liked Matt Breida at one point. I really did like Breida.
Tevin Coleman too.
Yup. Which was a really surprise pickup too, because we ended up with him. I think we ended up with him for 2 years.
Yeah, but you had Jeff Wilson
signing him after that.
Yeah, Jeff Wilson, Tevin Coleman. You had Mostert. You had Breida, bro. You had different selections of how to run the ball.
Right, and he had a nice little committee. So hopefully that might be.
We can go back to that. If we can go
And
back to that would be great.
I definitely he needs to go kind of like not try to run Christian McCaffrey now. And I mean, like I said, we definitely need something behind Christian, definitely something behind George. And then
yeah.
Go ahead.
But I mean, if we're looking for that number 2 running back behind Christian McCaffrey, that's either going to be Jordan James or Kalen Black. It better be one of those two. I mean, I'm pretty much at the point where I think they're not going to give Garendo the fair chance as they hope for.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like I said, he's gonna be. I feel like he's gonna be the odd man out in this whole entire situation.
It would be a shocker.
And it'd be a shocker, and it definitely ain't gonna be no surprise about Patrick Chaffee, and that might be no surprise.
He's been always a cut guy, bro. He's always been like a reserve guy. Like, it would shock me if he makes the roster and becomes the number 2 running back, bro. I would be scratching my head.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
Right. What's really going on? Yeah, definitely. And then let's go to the offensive line, man. I want to talk about some of their picks that they had, man, going on. I definitely feel like how you feel about Carter Willis and Enrique Cruz Jr. How you feel about both of those guys?
Those guys kind of bring they kind of fit what they're looking for. I mean, Carver Willis, to me, just from comparing the difference, he's not like, he needs to bulk up a little bit more. Like, when I watch his tape, he kind of lunges more. He doesn't seem to like block consistently really well, bro. Like, I see some potential, but when I watch games that he played against, bro, it's like that dude got ragdoll. Like, how the hell are you drafting this guy and pushing him to play a tough position, bro? He's going to go against powerful D tackles, bro. And it's going to be a challenge. But what I like about the other guard, Enrique Cruz, he's built. He's athletic. He's quick as hell. Like, he kind of fits the mold of what you're looking for an NFL starting caliber guard. Like, you see the build of this guy. You see him and Pooney are pretty much the same body build, right? They're about the same build, but one's more faster, more. He's played better competition. I mean, this may sound like a fire hot take, but I think Enrique Cruz might even end up being the opening day starter at guard, bro, because I think you still got to hope and develop with Carver Willis. I think there's more on him being a center for next year. I think he'll be more of a center instead of a guard. They'll try him at guard, but I don't think it's going to work out.
Well, hopefully, so we need to do something at center and guard, because we need to do something to solidify that right side. I know Colt McKivitz had a really kind of improved year. I mean, he was talking Pro Bowl and all that, but
which any other offensive lineman should think that way, bro. I don't care who you are, as long as you feel that way, you got to have that mindset. Like,
he had the mindset, and like I said, he vastly improved over the last 2 years, couple of years, especially when they let Daniel Brunskill go to Tennessee. So. I thought that was an odd move, but hey, when they did that at the time, it was an odd move, but I see why they did it. And like I said, McKivitz has proved himself for the year, but we definitely need to solidify the right side of that line.
Well, if you're talking about the right side, this is why we got Enrique Cruz for. And just from looking at the contracts that we signed in free agency, the offensive linemen we actually just signed, bro, they're not even expensive contracts, bro. You can just cut those guys and move on, like, no problem. They just got the guy from the Patriots. From looking at his contract, bro, if we were to cut him at this point, bro, we would only just have a dead cap of $3 million, bro. Like, his cap is so cheap, bro. He's a swing tackle. So if Enrique Cruz, let's say hypothetically, has a great training camp, they might feel so confident to the point where they'll just cut Kadarius Lowe.
Yeah, Vidarian Lowe. Yeah, that's what I was saying. They did get him.
Because his contract's not big, bro. Because if you look at his contract, is that a contract to where you feel he's guaranteed a roster spot? Like, honestly, I don't think so.
Nah, if he makes the final 53, it'll be because he did something in the preseason.
Yeah, it would only be the only reason he would make the roster is because either the experience, they trust him, but it wouldn't shock me if Enrique ends up winning the backup job or at least pushes for guard position. I think Enrique Cruz is going to be that guy. He's going to be the guy that he can either be our swing tackle and replace Trent Williams or take McKivitt's spot down the road, or it can be one of the situations, bro, because I just look at all the contracts, bro. Like, Robert Jones's contract ain't guaranteed, bro. He can be cut out of the gate. You look at Brett Tough, contract's not guaranteed, bro. He can get cut. So those offensive linemen that we just signed, they're not guaranteed roster spots with the contract they signed, bro. So
Right, that makes sense.
no harm, no foul. Remember how the Niners signed what's that dude's name? Remember how Brock Purdy beat him out? What's that dude? Nate Sudfeld.
Oh, you make Suffield. Yeah.
He was guaranteed $3 million to be the backup. Niners kind of made a tough decision and cut that guy just to keep Brock Purdy.
Oh, didn't they almost do the same thing with not Stake Sudfeld, but what's that other quarterback that we had?
Which one?
Other short dude.
Which one are you
That
talking
we
about?
let go to the Vikings.
Oh, wait, you're talking about the short quarterback? Oh, you're talking about Nick Mullins.
Yes, Nick Mullins. They almost did the same thing. They did the same thing with him. I couldn't think of him off the top of my head.
But he was the one that put up solid numbers for us, but he always made a lot of mistakes. But
right.
He was kind of exactly what he was kind of like. He was exactly what we wanted. Like Brock Purdy was exactly what we wanted Nick Mullins to be.
Right. That's exactly my point.
That's how we look at it, right?
Exactly. That's exactly my point.
Mullins wasn't quite the big quarterback. He just had the ability to deliver, but sometimes he made a lot of mistakes.
Right.
A lot more than what you expect. But I'm just saying, like when you look at the contracts, bro, I'm not feeling confident with the offensive line that we signed in for agency, bro. I don't think they're safe.
So yeah, it's an open field, and it might be a field day home training camp. So definitely, let's slide on to the defensive side of the ball, man. Definitely, I'm excited about a couple of picks that we did over there. Definitely good with Grayson Holton. Definitely, we did talk about Romello Height. So let me know about these cool guys. How you feel that they are, how they're gonna fit?
Ooh.
Within this defense, especially with Nick Bosa coming back off of ACL injury. Of course, we added Dre Greenlaw. Of course, Fred Warner's coming back. So defense is looking stout, and then especially we're going to be adding to the secondary, which we'll get to in a second.
We added a lot of youth and juice on this defense, but we can go on with the Romello Height topic because he was picked before Grayson Holton. Since we want to talk the edge rusher, what Romello Height brings to the table is kind of like what Bryce Huff does. Bryce Huff does everything similar to what you see from Romello Height, but Romello Height kind of fits what Raheem Morris is looking for. Think of a guy like Byron Young, but just 10 pounds heavier, a little faster. Both of them came out of college at 25 years old.
That's true. And I think that, and I think he's played a lot in that time. That's probably why the 49ers went with the route, maybe due to the experience that he does have.
Mm-hmm.
So that does make sense to have a guy a little bit, maybe an older guy, but not too much older.
I think he just needs to be more of a rotation guy. I don't think you need to pressure this guy. He needs to build his confidence and go from there. But like you look at that, I think that's what they're hoping for.
Well, definitely with the 49ers being so deep up front, because I mean that's gonna be the bread and butter of the defense, despite making a move at secondary, like I said, which we're gonna get into. But definitely, I was excited about Grayson Holton about that. It was definitely a smart pick, maybe a reach for in the likes of some fans. But let me know what you think about Grayson Holton, man. That was definitely a good one.
Grayson Holton, bro. Man, that was like a lottery pick right there, man. Because if you're talking about a guy that I believe going into training camp and going into the preseason that I feel is going to be a sure impact player, bro, Grayson Holton is going to be that guy. And let me give you my reasons why. Bro,
all right.
We don't have a proven starting D tackle right now.
Right.
What you saw from Grayson Holton at Oklahoma, bro, he's been consistent. He played better competition. He creates pressure. Like, think of O.C. Ezigazua, bro. We just got him.
Yeah, I was about to say we did get him.
You got two of the same guys that want to get to the quarterback and take double teams, bro, and disrupt shit. You're getting a sure impact player with Grayson Holton, bro. There's no doubt, because any guy that comes from Oklahoma or plays on a very good defense like last year in Oklahoma, bro, you're getting a dog.
Yeah, no, ain't you a Sooner fan too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I know it sounds guilty of me being biased, but when you saw from college football, they had a pretty top defense too.
Oh yeah, it's them, Indiana. There's a lot of guys that were coming out of Indiana, Texas Tech, Oklahoma. There's a lot of those teams that are popping up out of here these days. So I'm honestly not surprised, man. Definitely staying on the defensive side of the ball.
He's very fast. He's like, he runs a 4.82 or something, but he jumped that broad jump like 36 or something like that, dude. That's very impressive too. His quick get off, his he can take double teams. Like, I think that's what we're looking for now because we already got the guy from the Cowboys, Ziggy Zua, bro, and we just got another guy just like him.
Oh, so definitely. And I can only imagine what Chris Caceres is going to do with these guys, man. We got the best D-line coach in the game, man. Shout out to Chris Caceres, bro.
Yeah, and then we got a couple of undrafted and some young guys that can be competing, bro. What I really like about this defensive line group so far is, bro, we're going a lot younger at that position now because the only older veteran we have is Ziggy Zua, bro, and he's still like in his 20s. But you got a lot of the guys that are younger. You got Alfred Collins. You got Alfred Collins. Yeah, you got a big Alfred Collins guy, a 6'6", 330.
Mm-hmm.
You got CJ West at 6'2", 320, and you got Ziggy Zua, who's probably like 28, right? 28 or 27, right? So he's about 280, about 6'2". But then you got Grayson Holton, who's about 21, bro, and he's about 6'3", almost 300 pounds, bro. Like, you got a lot of young guys. I mean, you got a couple of dudes that are undrafted. You got this kid from Tennessee. You got a Bryson Eason, which I've heard a lot of good tapes about this kid. And then you got remember last year we got this kid from Washington, right? Everybody was talking about this kid from Washington. We got Evan Anderson from the previous year, bro. We got some young, hungry talent there. I like the group so far.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we still have Cam Sample. And then you mentioned Mikael Kamara. So
I
remember you was talking about Mikael Kamara in like another previous conversation we were talking when we first started linking up. So
Kamara is he's a guy with experience also. I think he's an older prospect also, just like the other guys from Indiana. I think what he brings to the table is reliable depth. I think when you think of similarities, I think him and Sam Okawanu are pretty much almost the same, if I'm being honest.
I heard that. And then now they got
the motor, the big body size.
Right.
I mean, they're short and thick body type, but they got the motor.
I heard that. Definitely, and I'm definitely going to be seeing hopefully a different look with the 49ers secondary, man. We definitely came solid with grabbing Ephesian Prysock in the 4th round with the 139th pick. So I definitely felt like that was a great move. Definitely long, lengthy cornered, man. Definitely my son definitely had him rated higher than the guy that came off the board first, which was like I said, which kind of was crazy.
Mansour
Delane. Yeah, Mansour Delane that got picked up by the Chiefs at number 9.
Yeah. That was number 6. They moved from number 9 to number 6, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they did move up. They traded up to get him. But yeah, my son had him rated higher. But like I said, definitely, I feel like he could be a good fit defensively, good lengthy corner, somebody that could probably cover these larger receivers downfield. Because I mean, Ronaldo Jean kind of was getting used and abused, and in this NFC West division, there's some dogs at receiver out here. Yeah. So,
well, I think with Prysock, he gives competition towards Luter and quite a few other guys, bro. So nobody's safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Luter could be the odd man out because he struggled to stay healthy. He's made some, what keeps him in favor is he's made some good plays on special teams. Yeah, so he's definitely been a good special teamer. So,
but I think what can be a disadvantage for him is possibly the contract he's entering the final year. So he could probably be odd man out, and the Niners want to be cheap and wise, so they might want to go with Prysock based by upside and longevity situation.
Definitely. And like I say, he could probably be a new nickel, maybe another outside guy. So but he's gonna have to show that in camp and on the field like everybody else does.
He's got that lengthy size to reach and just deflect the ball. I mean, yeah, he doesn't got the interceptions that you're looking for, but when it comes to his direction, he deflects that ball. So
yeah,
I've looked at him as a cornerback that I had some interest of looking into, and I didn't think we would have a need at cornerback. So since we just signed Nate Hobbs and Jack Jones, I thought that just shut the door on the cornerback position.
Hey, the more you need bodies. Like I say, as banged as we've been, guys have been getting hurt all over the place. The 49ers were really depleted. So this could be a guy that could make the final 53, but like I said, Kyle even indicated that a lot of these rookies are definitely going to be more in an uphill climb. So these are the guys I feel that could possibly make the final 53. So they're not locks, but they could definitely have an eye on the final 53.
Nah, but I think he's just saying it just to motivate them. I'm pretty sure he ain't gonna do it if he cuts, and that makes it look bad on his part.
Yeah, definitely. Well, definitely. And what the hell is going on with Brandon Ayuk? Are the 49ers holding them hostage? Are they going to let him go? What the hell is going on with that?
Dude, the thing with them is like he screwed us over, and what do you expect us to do in return for Ayuk, bro? But for those Commander fans on social media that's tweeting and complaining about us holding them hostage, what do you think the 49ers front office and the GM and Kyle Shanahan think of y'all, bro? Seriously.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
That's probably what they think, man, because they're going to hold him until they get something out of him. And but like realistically, it's going to be more of a mental game. Nobody's heard, seen nothing from Brandon outside of what he posts on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram. But
So-
he's kind of been like an odd man. And even when they try to communicate with him, he ghosts on everybody. So it's
Yeah,
not-
he's odd man and odd ball. But I think he's. I feel like it's more of a mental thing for him. Definitely, it's
mental side. Yeah.
yeah, it's a mental sign. Maybe he might be done. This is not a way you find your way out of just a team. This is how you find yourself out the league. So
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if another team even takes a chance on him, and nobody wants that contract.
Nobody wants the contract, but guess what? From what I saw from David Lombardi, the Niners actually can hold on to this guy as long as they want. Like if he doesn't report, they can put him on the not report list and not have to worry about paying his contract, bro. They can hold him up until 2029.
Wow, and they have and he has no guaranteed money. So
no guarantees, bro. So those Commander fans who were complaining about this, guess what, bro? They're gonna have to give us a price or else.
Right? They ain't not gonna care, man. They're not gonna care. We don't care either. Just like anybody else.
Yeah, to those Commander fans on social media and Twitter, bro. We're holding on IU because we know y'all want them, but guess what? We don't give a what?
Not at all.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
So that's why we ended up going and getting Deshaun Stribling. Definitely gonna be a good replacement. Gonna be a guy. He could be a future exposition guy. So it makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I think what Strickland brings to the table that I really like is his blocking is what's going to make him get on the field quicker. His speed can translate. I think he may not be quite a big separator, but not everybody needs to be quite a separator. Look at Puka, bro. I don't think Puka separates like everybody else. He just runs good routes.
Well, definitely. Another guy that I definitely think could be a lock. Defensive back, safety, Jalen Stroman out of Notre Dame.
Oh, an undrafted kid, the guy from Notre Dame. That could be an uphill battle, but who knows, bro? He has to have a really good camp. But if we're talking like a sure thing guy that I think can make the roster as an undrafted free agent, I wouldn't sleep on Mikael Kamara. I think he can make a strong case to be our rotation DN also, because you're going to need some guys. And I think him and Sam Okawanu and Cam Sample will probably compete for the last two spots.
That does make sense. Like I said, these are guys I feel like they could make it. I see them making the team long term, maybe coming in later in the season, maybe due to injury or something like that. Hopefully that don't happen. Like I said, because experts that say they have us as a lock to make the Super Bowl this year and maybe win it all. Is it going to be Mike Evans that gets us over the top, or could it be one of these young guys? You never know. Somebody's going to come in and definitely make an impact. So I'm definitely looking to see that.
Well, it's going to have to come down to what Kyle learned from his past mistakes. Because if he keeps repeating the same shit, it doesn't matter how far we go, bro. We still he has to learn how to close out games. And until then, I can agree with half the fan base have a reason to complain, bro. He just has to learn to close out in that fourth quarter.
All right. Well, if that's the case, hopefully this ain't gonna be no crazy nothing shit that I don't see him being on the hot seat if anything goes down bad after this. So we know.
Yeah.
So he ain't gonna be on the hot seat. So
yeah, these casual football fans think that he should be on the hot seat, bro. He's been giving this team chances to compete. Yes, you can say we haven't won a Super Bowl with this. I can agree on your argument to what extent. we can go back to being with Jim Tomsula and Chip Kelly and
Oh,
Mike
God.
Kelly and Eric was it Dennis Erickson? We can go
Yeah.
back to the worst days, bro. I'm pretty sure you don't want to go back to those days and then complain about it. And you're gonna have more reasons to complain, and you're not gonna talk about the team until they start winning, and that's when you guys are gonna come back around. But you don't want that again.
And yeah, and they don't want to. And another reason why they're probably not going
to for the top 5 picks. Oh man, it's gonna be like the lottery, but it's gonna be like crap again, like the early 2000 days, man. Sheesh.
Yeah, and another reason why you're not going to put Kyle on the hot seat anyway is who you going to find that's better right now out there than him.
It's hard to. I mean,
it's hard. That's no easy task. So.
Yeah, and our fans will keep on finding excuses why they could replace him, but you can't even name one, bro. Like you can name me a couple guys, but I'm like saying, what have they proven?
Yeah, right. Exactly. And everybody gonna try to go with a popular pick or something like don't go try to go get Deion Sanders or some shit like that. Don't do that.
Oh, Ben Johnson. They were talking about Ben Johnson, which one thing I'll give him credit for. One thing I'll give Ben Johnson credit for. At least they value the offensive line more,
right?
But I don't think he goes that far, anyways. So,
well, then definitely, man. So, definitely, I'm definitely excited. We'll have to see what the team's gonna be looking like going into training camp. Definitely gonna be tuning in for that. So, definitely tune in next week for another episode of 49ers Roundup with your boy. I am D's Ranch, my boy CG Ruthless. We're gonna kick it in for next week. We will talk a little bit more about what's going on. We're gonna come out with the breaking news if anything pops off. And until next time, we out.
Bam. We out.
Damn, bitch ass boy, you a fan. Damn, fuck a hood, tax for a gram. Pussy nigga, do you know who I am? Damn, bitch ass boy, you a fan. Damn, fuck a hood, tax for a gram. Pussy nigga, do you know who I am? Damn.
All good.
Oh, dude, man. You still recording?
Oh, and